two different kind of questions up there. One is, well, we read all, why are you talking about doing something with the revenue for infrastructure when I read about the state having a big surplus? Well, two or three points I make. Number one, it's interesting when you have a surplus, how many people have an idea for how you can spend it? We're in the middle of putting together a budget for next year to talk about that. So a surplus, you have to think of as that's one-time money that's been created by money that the state saved or additional revenue. In our case, in the state's case right now, it's two things. Revenue came in stronger than we projected, and our departments did a nice job of controlling their budgets and operating within their budgets and actually below it. So we've created that, but you have to be really careful with one-time money. That's what a surplus is, because it is one-time money. And you can't use it for things that are going to happen the next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. So we'll have a lot of discussion about what to do with that one-time money. I'll say this, there are a lot of needs in the state. We have about $4 billion worth of deferred maintenance on our buildings in the state. So we're trying to take a chunk out of that, because literally chunks have been falling out of our buildings. But that's one of those very non-glamorous, non-sexy things, but we have to do that. We have some major technology needs in our schools, K-12 and higher ed. I can go on and on with things to use one-time money for, so that's one. The $260 million, most of it's become rather famous, most of you all know, that's money that was in prior administrations taken out of the transportation budget. It was money that was collected from gas or diesel taxes and used to balance the general fund, most of it back during the two previous recessions, if you will, the dips. So I am very willing to consider that. But I have 2 points to make. I guess number one is that money needs to compete with a lot of other things that are raising their hands for that money. And number two, nobody needs to kid themselves that that's going to solve our problem. We have a $6 billion backlog of projects, and everybody says, well, there's got to be some fluff in there. Well, what I've discovered when it comes to roads and bridges is fluff is when it's in somebody else's county. When it's in your county, this thing needs to happen tomorrow. Those road projects are ones that have been I think, very seriously vetted in terms of their need for the state. So, long way of saying that's a possibility. The state has the luxury of being in, having a surplus this year. We won't always be in that position, and I'm willing to consider that with the 260, but like I said, it has to compete with some other critical needs for the state.